Hey guys, in today's video I am back at it again with another Empties video. So I have a baby wipes box full of goodies. If you can hear the heater, I apologize. Did you just see Ranger's feet like fly up in the air? If you can hear the heater, I apologize. It's very cold in the house and baby is sleeping, so I'm trying to keep it nice and warm in here so she stays sleeping. And I apologize for my hair. It looks like a mess, but you know, things happen. And the bangs are in the process of, we're growing them out. I'm over it. I'm over the bangs. Yeah. And hopefully in the next 2 weeks you will see different hair. I'm going to attempt to ombre my hair. Pray for me. So, if you haven't seen an Empties video before, it is where I go through all of my garbage. I have this box. I choose to use a empty baby wipes box, and I keep it next to my desk, and whenever I finish a product or I decide to throw a product away, I put it in this box and I save them until I feel like I have enough to make a video out of them, and then I sit here and I talk to you about each thing, talking about whether it was good, whether it was crap, whether I'm going to repurchase or have repurchased, all that stuff. So if that interests you, if you like Empties videos, then just stick around. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it off to the side because it's a little distracting. I should like cut the wings off this box, but laziness. Okay, so in no particular order, first up I have a candle. This is the Marshmallow Fireside Candle from Bath & Body Works. This is a like Christmas time favorite candle of mine and of my husband's. He really likes this one. It is toasted marshmallow, smoldering woods, fire roasted vanilla, and crystallized amber. I had this burning in my house at Thanksgiving, so it keeps the house smelling nice and just delicious and s'moresy. I have a micellar water. This is the Garnier Skin Active micellar water in the like regular one. This is just the all skin types, even sensitive. I've been through many bottles of these. I also have a like almost done bottle plus a brand new bottle. Like, this is my crack. Like, I cannot live without this stuff. I just use it all the time. So definitely my favorite, and it's like relatively affordable. It's like between like $7 and $9, I think. And then you get a lot in here. You get 13.5 ounces. So next up I have a sugar scrub. I haven't talked about this brand in a long time. This is actually my mom's company. She owns a skincare like bath product company. It's called Bright Eyes, and her sugar scrubs are my favorite. See how like water flew out of it? There's like nothing in it because it is down to nothing. This is the Wild Orange and Honey scent. I love it. I love the sugar scrub. She has like I think roughly maybe like 15 different scents at once. She has like seasonal scents plus like her main like lineup. This is part of her main lineup that she always has. And it just smells like citrusy and sort of sweet, but like not overpowering. I like the sugar scrubs the best from her because they are sugar, so they're not overly exfoliating. Like, it's not harsh, and I can even use it on my face to do, you know, weekly exfoliating, because you have to exfoliate your face as well. And they have a lot of essential oils in them, so they don't leave your skin dry or like stripped. They do leave behind a nice moisturized plump feel. So I use this all over my body, but I also like a couple times a week will use this on my face, and it's just, oh, it's the best. And she has this new scent that's cantaloupe, and it seriously is like, oh my gosh, it's so good. I love it. Next up is another exfoliating face wash, which is not as good. It's not that much my favorite. It is the Clean and Clear Deep Action Exfoliating Scrub, oil free. This one was more for like me and my husband were using this. I like that it has kind of like a sweet menthol-y smell, and I do like that it has like that really overly fresh mentholy feeling, like after you wash your face and your face feels very like cold, you know, I like that. But the exfoliants in here are definitely more harsh. Like the graininess is a little bit more harsh, and on my sensitive dry skin, like it isn't the best. So it doesn't leave behind that nice like moisturized feel. It kind of really gets all of the grit out of my face, but in doing so, it also kind of like strips my face of moisture, if that makes any sense. Next, I have a whole heap of these EOS chapsticks. I have 7 of them. I went through a phase where I was just all about the EOS lip balms, and I'm still kind of like obsessed with them. Like whenever I see that they come out with a new like scent or like flavor, I have to, like, I'm really tempted, but I have learned that I need to refrain because these aren't the best at moisturizing your lips. I stick more towards like lip oils and that sort of thing. So these don't really do the job as far as like moisturizing your lips, but they are fun and they smell and taste great and all that stuff. I think strawberry, the blue ones are blueberry, got lemon, I think this one was orange, I think this one was grapefruit, and this one's summer fruit. So getting rid of these because they are very old and they are all starting to smell a little like Play-Doh. Next in the box, I have a clear brow gel. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and I really need to repurchase it because we went through this and then I bought a different one thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna try something different, and I don't like it, so I just need to stick with what I know and what I love, and it is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I like this product because it does keep my brows in place without removing the product that I already put in my brows. When it comes to brows, there's nothing more frustrating than spending all this time filling your brows, making them like really beautiful and perfect, and then you go in with your clear brow gel and it kind of like erases all of the hard work that you've just done. So the Anastasia one does not do that, so I definitely need to repurchase that one because it's really good. Another brow product I have in here is this IT Cosmetics Brow Power Universal Brow Pencil in Universal Taupe. It is one of those where it has a spoolie on one end and then the pencil on the other. I've had this thing forever and I tried so hard to use it up. I was like using this every day, even though it's not my favorite just because the pencil is rather bulky. It's not like really fine and precise like other pencils on the market, and I prefer more finer pencils because when it comes to like doing the tail or filling in the front, it's just easier to have something more fine and precise as opposed to a bulky pencil that is kind of clumsy and kind of makes your eyebrows look really blocky and not as precise. Next up, I have a lotion. This is the Aveeno Eczema Therapy Moisturizing Cream. So I talked about this in a favorites video a few months ago. I have eczema. I have eczema pretty bad on my hands and on my legs. I've talked about that in videos before. And I went to a doctor who wasn't my normal doctor because my normal doctor was busy. Not busy, but she was like booked up. And she told me something that I'd never heard of before. But then I did my research and found out that it's totally true. The worst thing for your eczema is alcohol. And surprisingly, so many lotions, creams, like moisturizers contain alcohol. And it's either the cetyl alcohol or like xylitol alcohol or something like that. If look on the back of your labels, and there's most likely like 80% of the time there's going to be something with the like that has alcohol in it. And that is the worst thing for your eczema. So if you have eczema like me, you need to find moisturizers that can contain no alcohol. And there are some out there that contain 0 alcohol. It's just really bad for your eczema. It dries it out. It makes it so you have to put on more and more and more. That's how they get you. Alcohol, it thins the lotion out so it can come out easier, like in a squeezy tube or a pump. So that's something that that doctor told me, and I was just like, wow, you rocked my world, lady. And surprisingly, this one, which is for eczema therapy Aveeno, contains that alcohol that's bad for my eczema. So I'm getting rid of it. And I'm pretty much like banning all moisturizers that contain alcohol because I'm not trying to prolong this eczema any longer. Next up, I have this little like deluxe sample travel whatever size of the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus color correcting full coverage cream and anti-aging hydrating serum. It's basically a CC cream. I really enjoyed this. I actually got this because of Raw Beauty. Christy talks about it, or she talked about it, and so I just decided to go out and try it. I have mine in the shade Light, which is actually a really beautiful match. It's a CC cream, but it's like has more coverage than what you would assume a CC cream to have. I'm pretty sure that this is SPF like 55 or something like that. I think when I use up some of my foundations that I have in my drawer, I will buy the full size of this because I really liked it. Really liked it. And my skin looked so good when I wore it. So, yeah. I have a couple of perfumes. I finally used up my full bottle of Daisy Dream by Marc Jacobs. This is just one of my favorite perfumes, and it kind of just reminds me of like when we first moved to Texas, and it was just, you know, really like exciting, crazy, you know, time, and we lived in a Motel 6 for a month, and we just were starting our lives like as really like, you know, a married couple and that sort of thing. And so just, you know, like moving to a new state and not knowing anybody here, but still like me and Trev like had each other, and it was just like a really fun and exciting time. That's what this reminds me of. It reminds me of like when we first moved into this house, we didn't have any of our furniture, and we first got Barney, and it was just like exciting. You know what I mean? That's what this reminds me of. Definitely one of my favorite perfumes. Next, I have a roller ball that I used up, and it is the Jarrell Parker Classico. I don't know. I got it in an empty bag like a million years ago, and I really liked it because it smells like gardenias, and gardenias is one of my favorite sort of scents. It just makes me, I don't know, think of my mom, and I don't know. And then this is also a little deluxe sample size of the Kat Von D Saint perfume. Really liked that. I ended up like, because it's not exactly a roller ball, it's one of those like weird perfumes that you're supposed to like, you know what I mean? So I ended up just dumping it out and putting it in like a little like travel spray bottle thingy, and I used that kind of like as a body spray. So I really like this one. I like this one way better than the Sinner one. This one's more floral and like light and girly. So I have a concealer. This is the Evelyn Iona Pot Concealer. I use this for carving out my brows. I had this because of an Ipsy bag from ages ago, and I really liked it for carving out my brows. I didn't so much like it for anywhere else on my face, but I liked it for what I used it for. I won't repurchase just because I don't really carve out my brows anymore. It was kind of a thing that I did for a while, but I don't do that anymore. I stick to more like relatively natural brows now. So this is a sample size of the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer in the smoothing. I really liked this one. Although I have dry skin, I do have big pores right in the center of my face, like right here. And I like to use pore filling primers or pore minimizing primers right there. Although you have to be careful when you have dry skin and you want to pore minimize because it dries out your skin more. So I just keep this strictly right in here. This isn't where I have like the harsh dryness on my face, but so I keep this right here. I won't repurchase just because the Makeup Forever primers are really expensive, and I replaced it with the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing one. I get more product in here, and this isn't as expensive. I think these ones are like $40, like full size, and that's just a little too much for me to be spending on primer. You know what I mean? Especially, I don't know. I can't justify. Even though it takes me forever to go through a primer because I don't use primer all over my face. I just use it like in places where I need it, but still I can't justify. I have some face wipes. This is the Refreshing Wet Cleansing Towelettes compared to the Pond's Wet Cleansing Towelettes. These are the Target Up and Up brand. Not really a fan of these. These weren't. I like my face wipes really wet and really saturated with makeup remover, and I like the towelettes to be very soft, and these just weren't that. So, I mean, they weren't like horrible. It's just I'm a very picky face wipe user. Like, I don't know. I'm very picky, and I'm very loyal to the ones that I like. So when I branch out and get ones that I don't typically get, it's just very hard for me to come around. I'm getting rid of this god-awful eyelash curler. I finally got a new one, and I hate this one. This was a Tweezerman one, and I hate it. And it pinched my lashes, and it didn't curl them, and it was awful. And I'm so glad that I finally just got a new one, finally, and I can get rid of this one. Awful. Hate it. And last in the box, I have a makeup tool cleaner. This is the Mini Citrus Brush Cleaner from Sephora. It smells kind of like lemons and oranges. It's very citrusy. It's very nice. It is like alcohol based because it is quick drying, so you need to be careful when using it with natural hair like eye brushes, because that will dry out the bristles and then it'll make the bristles break off and like shed. So you have to be careful with that, but like, you know, synthetic hair brushes, all that, like those sorts of brushes, this is really good to use. I really like it because all you have to do is just you spray it on your brush, and then you take like a washcloth and you just, and then it gets all the product out, and you can go ahead and use it right away. Because of that alcohol in there, it is quick drying. And I already repurchased it, but I got the bigger one. Ha ha ha. So this will last me a long, long time. This little baby one actually lasted me a long, long time. It's 2 ounces, and it lasted me quite a bit, like almost a year, because I'm pretty sure that I got this like last Christmas or like last birthday. So it lasted me almost a year, because you only need like 1 spray per brush, you know what I mean? So that is it. That wraps up this video. I hope that you enjoyed going through my garbage with me. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up. And if you like me, then please subscribe. I would love to have you. I will, of course, link down below all of my other social medias so you can come find me and say hi. And yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.